Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of J-Man TV. I'd like to start this episode with a special thank you to one of our viewers, my Aunt Carol, who sent us this fancy Easter bunny for decoration. Thanks very much, Aunt Carol. All right, so today's episode is going to be very special. We're going to take a field trip. A field trip, you say, J-Man? Where could we possibly go? Well, let me tell you. We're going to go to the workshop of J-Man's Wizard Staff and Walking Stick Emporium. Sounds exciting, eh? Well, let's go. All right, so here we are in the workshop of J-Man's Wizard Staff Emporium. One of the biggest problems you'll encounter when working with magical wood is how to keep the magic inside, and sometimes how to keep the wizard ants inside. Well, for this we have a solution. We will use J-Man's patented wizard seal. Not to be confused with wizards who are seals. They do magic by clapping. Our first piece comes to us from our viewer Andy in South Carolina. Andy said, J-Man, can you magic up this biz? And of course, J-Man said, Andy, I can magic up any biz. So what we're going to do is take the first end and dip it in the wizard seal. Before we get started though, we should make sure that we don't get anything on our fancy Weird Al shirt. So we'll need something to cover that. Alright, so Weird Al is safe and we can get started. Now this is all knobby and such, so what we're going to do first is dip it straight in the wizard seal. Whoa, look at that go. That was not a good plan, everybody. But don't worry, we'll use that for other biz. At least we got this end sealed. Next, we're going to start on this wizard staff here. This is the big one, and we'll need a lot of sealant because it had a lot of wizard ants in it. So here, we're going to use some of this stuff that spilled and start painting it on this big staff, because it really needs it. Now remember, don't be afraid to use too much wizard seal. You've got to make sure that that magic and those wizard ants stay put. Well, would you look at that, everybody? Can't you just feel the magic? All right, now it's time to start on J-Man's magical walking stick. We want to make sure the bark doesn't fall off when we go for a walk. Now we'll paint the rest of this. I think there's a lot of magic in this one, guys. Well, now we're going to have to let all of this dry for a while, and some of it might need a second coat just to make sure that none of the magic or wizard ants get out. All right, let's ditch this jacket and head back up to J-Man's office to wrap this up. Wow, wasn't that a cool field trip? Couldn't you just feel the magic? Now let's hear a word from our sponsor. Today's episode is brought to you by Fingers. If it weren't for Fingers, we'd be all thumbs. Well, we've come to the end of another episode of J-Man TV. I hope that you all enjoyed it. Remember to, if you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you loved it, subscribe. Please send comments, emails, letters. We got an email just recently from J-Man's mom who said she'd like to see an episode on food. So that'll be coming up in a future episode. But until next time, everyone, stay well and be nice to each other.